Are you living your dream or someone else's? Are you looking at what's on social media? Are you looking at some internet guru and they're telling you about an ideal lifestyle of what to live, the things to buy, whatever? So as a man, like that's the things that'll fulfill you. But you realize that if you go down that road, you're really not living your dream. You're not doing the things that you want to do, but you're kind of caught up in trying to figure out what it is that is your dream. So this episode is going to help you out right now. Again, you're doubting your own abilities. You're doubting yourself. You're doubting your own vision. You're looking at somebody else's vision. So we're going to walk down how to get you to live your own dreams and how to get you to really be like blinders on, singularly focused. And so when you are singularly focused, you can help out others along the way, right? So it seems like it's selfish, but it's really not. I'll get to it. Number one, look at who you're seeking approval from. I think that this is so important because sometimes, especially from a social media standpoint, what we do is we try to post stuff and the things that we get and all of the materialistic stuff for people that we don't know, for approval that we really don't need, that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And the issue with that is it fluctuates, right? Because you're on a high if everybody approves you. And the minute you do something that's like going against the grain or whatever, and you get some negative feedback, you're on a low and you want to course correct. You want to do something different because at the end of the day, you're really looking at approval instead of the things that you are tied to. When I started doing these videos and everything, especially years and years ago, at first I was looking for approval. And for me, what happened was I would sway and I would go up and down because I'm like, ooh, if somebody liked a video, I'm like, oh, this is great. And if somebody had something negative to say about a video, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't talk about that anymore. But I might have felt it deep down like, ooh, this is something that I want to talk about. This is something that I feel very real and like I really want to talk about it, right? But now I'm just at the point where I'm like, I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to do the things that I want to do. And the approval of people who matter are the people that are in this household and my close family and my very close friends. Other than that, if somebody doesn't like what I say or somebody doesn't like me as a person, that's completely fine, right? So look at who you're seeking approval from. If you're seeking approval from people that you do not know and you're doing stuff and buying stuff to show off to people that you don't know, then of course you're going to be living somebody else's dream because it's not authentically you. Number two, doing mini social media detox. I say this and I've said this in other videos because if you are so beholden to social media, if social media is like your metric of success, if you're looking at, ooh, how many likes, how many comments, oh, how many DMs or whatever that you're getting, or if you're comparing yourself to somebody else, like you are living in this like 9:16 or 16:9 frame of life that just is not real life, right? Like you can spend hours and hours scrolling and comparing and scrolling and posting and doing all of this, but miss out on actual life as it is. I used to do this and I think it's so funny now because during the time, there was a place and time for it. But when I was very into fitness and working with different brands, like I lived in San Diego at the time, I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't know a lot of people. So I had to kind of find things to do by myself and things I didn't like necessarily love doing, but I just did them for the content, right? So I would go on a hike probably every other weekend. And the reality is the reason for it is so I could get to the top, ask somebody to take a shirtless picture of me so I could post it so I could get that dopamine fix from getting all of the likes, the comments, the DMs and everything from it. I didn't care necessarily about doing the thing. I just wanted to get affirmation on social media. When I slowly started to step away from that, I realized like, oh, it's freeing because I was able to do the things that I wanted to for myself. That helped me get really, really in tune with who I wanted to be, the things that I wanted to do. So mini social media detox. Number three, invest in personal growth instead of materialistic things. This is so important. When you invest in personal growth, you are investing in long-term things. When you're investing in just materialistic stuff, what you're investing in is depreciating assets. I am in the phase of life where I'm really focused on looking at appreciating assets, things that I can build on, instead of just depreciating assets. Use a car as an example. The minute you buy a car, if you just buy a car that you don't need, the minute you drive it off the lot, unless it's some crazy rare expensive car that's like a one of one, it typically decreases in value, right? It typically depreciates in value. So it's like if you want to go sell that immediately or a month later, you're making less off of it. Appreciating value things are typically things that you invest in yourself, the learning that you invest in yourself. This new camera that I invested so I can just like take, videos, for me, send to an editor and everything. I see that as an appreciating asset because it's an investment in myself, it's an investment in my dreams, an investment in my personal gifts that I have to put out there to the world. Who knows what the ROI, the return on investment is going to be, but I know that, hey, if I just keep doing this, some great things can happen, right? So audit the materialistic things that you are just getting so that you can impress others and invest in yourself so that you can help others, so you can help other people, so that you can add more fulfillment to your life. That's always a benefit. Number four, work on a new skill 3 times per week or improve an existing one. This is so important. When you work on a new skill, you are putting your blinders on. You are focused on you for the sake of you. You're not really focused on living somebody else's dream and doing the things that somebody else says. You're locked into you. And I think that's so important because sometimes we go through life or we go through our day-to-day and go through our mundane tasks task or what we see is mundane, and then we just sit on the couch at the end of the day and we're watching Netflix and we're kind of bored and there's no like zest of life. And the reason that I've seen it, really looking from afar from other people and really looking deep down in myself, and when I've hit those periods, are I'm not investing time in myself to do the things that I love doing. I'm not spending that time. I'm not blocking off my calendar to do those things. When you do that, you are beginning to live your dream because you're doing the things that you find value for you and only you. And at the end of the day, when you find value doing the things that you love, that's for you and only you, you are just going to be a better person. You're going to show up better in your marriage, your relationship, in your career, in your entrepreneurship ventures, and your fitness, just waking up with a more excited viewpoint of life, and your actions are going to follow, right? So make sure that you're working on a new skill three times a week. And last but not least, number 5, be grateful. Now, this is something that I tag on to some videos here and there because it's something that I consistently have to work on with myself. Is if you're a high performer, if you're a high achiever, if you are someone who is, even if you've gotten a lot of materialistic stuff, in living somebody else's dream, be grateful for the fact that you've been able to do that. Not everybody can do that. So if you're able to do that, and if you're able to even live somebody else's dream, that means that you have the ability to live a dream. There's people out there who don't have that ability, who their dream is just basic needs. If you are living beyond basic needs and you are stepping into, you are able to do and buy the things that you want. If you can go to Chipotle and get something when it's like, okay, I'm just going out to get something to eat from a restaurant and I have a car to get me there, you are blessed. You be grateful for that, right? And use that to then really focus your efforts into expanding into things that you really, really want to do that add value to your life, that aren't just, trying to be a carbon copy of somebody else who you really don't necessarily care about, the process of it. You just care about the end goal, right? So how to live your dream and not somebody else's dream. Again, number 1, look at who you're seeking approval from. Focus on the important people. Everybody else, people on social media, if you just see me on social media, I don't matter. Focus on your important people that you deem important. Number 2, mini social media detox. Get off social media. Stop comparing yourself. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Focus on you. Number 3, invest in personal growth instead of materialistic things. The things that can burn and fade away, those things ultimately don't matter. Your personal growth, those things are the things that are not only sustainable, that they grow, that they help others. Number 4, work on a new skill at least 3 times per week. A new skill is something that you have blinders on for you. And number 5, be grateful. If you're able to watch this video, that means you have technology to do a whole lot more and the things that you want to do. So be grateful. I hope that this message helped. If it did, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.